Good morning, Cardinals fans. I hope your day is off to a lovely start. I'm Tara Wellman, and as you know by now, I cover the St. Louis Cardinals right here on Birdseats as well as over at birdsontheblack.com. And today, as it always is, my goal with this video is to keep you in the loop and entertained. So I'm going to give you a pretty brief snapshot of what happened between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Milwaukee Brewers last night. Before we dive in, do your girl a favor and hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up for this sweet Yadier Molina shirt that I just got. I'm working on a video that will hopefully come out soon that's sort of a baseball wardrobe update for your summer baseball adventures. So keep an eye out for that. Make sure you look for it in your subscription box once you've subscribed. But let's get to last night. Do we want the good news or the bad news first? I pick bad news. The Brewers hit 4 home runs. 4 of them. The good news is, none of them were from Christian Yelich, and Jack Flaherty still struck out 10. In fact, Cardinal starter Jack Flaherty retired the first 13 Brewers batters of the game in order on his way to completing 6 innings of work. And he didn't get beat by Yelich. I consider that a win. There's actually a lot more good news though, so just stick around. Now this game stayed tight, like all the others have been between the Cardinals and the Brewers, at least for a while. But the Cardinals did pick up some clutch hits, like a Kolten Wong RBI single in the second, a 2-run homer from Dexter Fowler in the 4th, yes, a Dexter Fowler homer, more on that later, and a second 2-run shot for Paul Goldschmidt in the 5th. He is becoming, to Brewers fans, very close to what Christian Yelich is to Cardinals fans. But the closeness of this game wouldn't last because the 7th inning happened. There's a lot to get to here, so just stick with me. We'll power through this and I'll get you on your way. Matt Carpenter, Paul Goldschmidt, and Paul DeYoung reached against Brewers reliever Jacob Barnes. So Marcell Ozuna stepped to the plate with the bases loaded and nobody out, which is typically a problem for the Cardinals. However, in this case, a bases-loaded walk signaled the unraveling for the Brew Crew and maybe broke the bases-loaded nobody-out curse for the Cardinals. But I want to pause to talk about Ozuna for a moment because it is remarkable how different he looks as a player now than he did mostly all of last season and even the first week or so of the season this year. His approach at the plate seems more consistent. He seems more controlled, less guessing, more accurate game planning. Plus, he's taken walks in 6 straight games as well as extending his on-base streak to 12 at this point. He's taking better at bats. His hustle on the base paths has been consistent, and he's taking better routes to fly balls in the outfield as well. He looks like a completely different player, and perhaps the Cardinals and their fans are now seeing the version of Marcell Ozuna they thought they were getting all along. So credit where credit is due. A couple weeks ago, I thought he may eventually have to come out of the lineup, especially if that shoulder was still bothering him, but he's turned it around. Whomever it is that's responsible for helping him get there, kudos to you. But the 7th inning was far from over. A Jose Martinez sac fly drove in another run. A Molina classic slap shot to right extended his hitting streak to 10. Another Fowler RBI, this time a single kept the line moving. Then Kolten Wong walked again. He's been on base in 10 games straight. Then pinch hitter Lane Thomas came up and knocked a 2 RBI single of his own, and there was still only 1 out. I don't remember the last time I saw an inning like that from the Cardinals when they had such an opportunity to score a ton of runs and they actually came through. And they weren't quite done yet. Paul Goldschmidt came back around once the lineup turned over and poked an RBI single through the infield to drive in the 7th run of the inning. The Brewers bullpen has been some trouble as of late, but credit the Cardinals hitting from top to bottom for taking advantage of a couple of guys who didn't have their best stuff. Those are the chances you have to capitalize on, and to see it consistently, to see it come from all different places in the lineup, to see them score in all different ways. Yes, the Cardinals had a couple of home runs early on, but not in that inning, and they still put the runs on the board by making every at-bat count. That is how you create rallies. That is how you wear down opponents. That is how you win a lot of games. And for good measure, Dexter Fowler came up again in the 8th inning, and what did he do? Just drive in one more run, picking up his 4th hit of the day. First time he's done that as a St. Louis Cardinal. Now, there's not enough time for me right now to talk about all the ways that we've seen Dexter Fowler evolve and change and get back to his roots in the last, couple of months, but really the last couple of weeks. But wow, what a difference those few weeks have made. And credit to Mike Shildt and company for believing that this was possible with Fowler, with Ozuna, to some degree with Kolten Wong as well, and sticking to their plan, sticking to their commitment. Sometimes you just need a different voice or a new commitment from somebody who believes you to be capable. And then, in time, just like with Fowler, good at-bats turn into walks, which turn into singles, which turn into doubles in the gap, which turn into game-changing home runs. I could not be happier to see the world-changing smile of Dexter Fowler returning. And I'll bet Jeff Albert, the Cardinals' new hitting coach, could not be happier to see the turnaround his team has made since the opening series with Milwaukee, where it looked like they might actually strike out in every single at-bat. Like I said, what a difference just a few weeks makes. And that is the story of the Cardinals stomping the Brewers in the series opener 13-5. Now, there was some additional bad news yesterday. Michael Wacha hit the injured list with a knee issue that will keep him out of at least today's game with the Brewers, which is a shame because he was the only starter who really had any success against them the first couple of times around. But that does mean Daniel Ponce de Leon was recalled from AAA Memphis to take the ball today. And if you don't remember his Major League debut last year, do yourself a favor and go look it up because it was spectacular. We'll see how he does against the homer-happy Brewers, then make sure you come right back here tomorrow so we can talk it all through. I'll see you then.